else.
Yeah.
First Avenue is
Just
already
getting there.
cemented. I know, our town is in a mess.
Well, and they're putting a roundabout there? Is that what
They're
they're
putting
doing?
a what?
A roundabout? What are they doing?
Not on First Avenue going out towards Lincoln.
No,
They're
they're
just
putting
putting
in a
in
new
a
bridge, right?
Yeah, they're
They're
digging
gonna
that
put a
tunnel underneath.
Instead of the going overhead, it's gonna be a
For
tunnel.
Arthur's school and all that.
Yeah, I saw
They're
that.
making it more
They're doing some
accessible
there.
for handicap. I don't know how that's gonna look, but it'll be interesting.
Well, good morning, thanks for coming. Back a little. Just adjust this just a little bit. See if that stays. So just let your arms dangle, and I'm just pushing off one foot, pushing off the other. My knees aren't going sideways. Notice they don't move in space, but they are going down, down. So if you're able to look at yourself doing it in a mirror, notice if your knees do this. You don't really want them to do that. You just want them to bend in the direction of your foot. Because the knees aren't made to do that too much. And just stop. And then just let your arms do this. Just let yourself jangle, jingle, jangle. Good. And then come to the Wu Chi stance. Now let's do the good morning five. Just let yourself relax, but your body takes the shape you want. Good. And now we're just going to flow into the bucket of water here. Now remember on this one, and watch me as we all do this together. I want to keep my back at an angle. So notice and relax here. So let's just try this. Watch how my back, some of us do this. And we want to avoid this because to straighten up your back, you're using all your back muscles. What you want to do is you go down, and so maybe you can't go as low. Assume the bucket of water is here, because once you feel yourself going a little forward, you don't want to do that. So you go like this, and then your legs. Okay? Let's try that again. And then just visualize that water going down. Very good. Hold the ball. Up and rotate. Back. And the other side. Excellent. Relax your hands. And then we're going to breathe in, lift them up. Once again, keep your back straight. Last one, sending a good thought out into the world, and now we're going to gather some goodness for ourselves. Try not to lean as you go out, you just sink straight down, and then back up. Last one, embrace the world, embrace yourself. And relax. And take a breath in. Feel yourself stand tall but relaxed. Gather in energy. And bring your focus. Now, just sort of step it out, shake it out a little bit. Come back to the Wu-Ji stance. Our open channel Qigong, you bring your hands together above your head, and then stretch. And relax. Again, stretch. And relax. Up. Down. We'll do one more. And arms come down. And gather. Come to the center. Sink to the dantian. Step a little wider. This is where the first thing you want to be aware of is just shifting. Shifting. Keeping my torso vertical. And as I shift, my pelvis goes a little this way. Little. Okay? So come to the center. Bring your hands up. Shift to your left. Bring your left hand out from your heart, your right hand to your lower back. And then shift to the other side. A little more weight on your right leg than your left. And then shift a little more to your left and to the right. Try not to twist your knees. Let your hands just go light. Shift to your left and to your right. Excellent. Come back to the Wu-Ji stance. Gather, center, and sink. Just let that be like a centering and grounding move. You just, I feel good, strong, stable, secure. The next one, excuse me, bring your arms palm up, and your left side lengthens. Just a comfortable distance. Look forward, and then after a beat, you look down and lower your left hand. Come to the front again. The other side. Just take it slow and easy. Look forward, and then lower to the front. Hold the pose here, and down. Let your fingers go light. Come up, like your hands are feathers. Hold it, and that's the toughest thing we do, is holding that without turning our heads. Because you just want to get this sort of part over, but it's a good stretch down. Once more to the left side. Feel how good that feels. And down. And gather, center, and sink. So the next one, this is one of the few times we all let our legs go straight. And notice my back and head are straight. I want to keep it that way. The top of my head's going to be just like in the Wuji stance, stretching forward, my tailbone's going back. And then, after holding that for a few moments, I round my back, bend my knees, lower my bottom. And then let's just come right back to that position again. We'll just go from there. Don't press hard. Straighten the back, straighten the legs, then round the back and bend the legs. Up. Again, straighten the back, straighten the legs, round the back, and come on up. Very good. Ufta. Gather, center, and sink. Now go a little bit wider. Bend your knees and bring your arms up. Inhale, stand up and turn your palms up. Exhale, down. Imagine your arms represent the covers of a book and your spine, well, the spine of the book. So all the arms are doing are rotating out at the shoulder. The chest comes forward, chest goes a little back. Fingers are light, hands are like feathers. Very good. Gather, center, and sink. Cradle your arms here. Like you've got something, like some flowers. Turn, lift, turn, lower. That's all there is to it. Up. Your hands are pretty much in front of you, so when you turn, they just go down in front of you. I'm not moving them a lot to the side. My hands are moving just with my torso. So think you breathe in, the energy rises up. You breathe out, it just goes back down. Similar to what we do at the end. Now we're going to pause when we lower our hands here. And then we're going to change directions. Lift, turn, and lower. Feel your fingertips. What do they feel like? Your fingers. This will be the last one. We'll stop in the middle. And gently go down. And then gather, center, and sink. And then the hands come together. Breathe in and turn a little, breathe out, palms down, up, be careful of your shoulders, and rotate, and your knees. So be aware of your knees and your shoulders. The knees shouldn't be twisting a lot. The twist happens up above them. Never do more than 200 of these. Okay? Now I've covered my liability. I know. I wanted to quit 2 ago, but we'll finish up here.
So $199?
And then down.
200?
99 bottles of beer on the wall, right? And then gather, center, and sink. And then the last is picking up the stone, so a little wider. It's like the bucket one. Once again, don't worry about going too low. All of this comes from bending the knees. So if your knees only go a little bit, don't compensate by leaning forward. I want you to keep vertical. So we're going to cross. So you want to be looking at about a 40, you're back at about a 45-degree angle. Lift up. Now let's do different visualizations. So here we cross. We're going to pull energy from the sky and pull it in. And then we're going to feel it come up through our feet, up through our body, and then back down through it. So there's something different to imagine doing. Just take it and you pull it into your center. Comes up. One more. Gather. Center, sink. And the last one, let's just breathe in. Lift your hands. Stand tall in the Wu-Ji stance and feel a wave of calm pass through your body. We can do that again. You could pretend or visualize gathering in energy, pulling it through your body, just passing through and filling your body up like a sponge. And then bring your focus here. Good, let's have a seat. All right, good. If you've been here before, you knew that I was going to make you stand up again. Good catch, some of you. This is where you find your hip joints, where you go, oh, there's my hip bone right there. There's my hip bone right there. So there's my joint. I'm going to push in and down in that and sit down. Perfect. Nicely. I mean, this may seem uncomfortable for you, but it's also, your alignment is really nice now. So, feet flat, arms down. We're going to go through the 5 elements. So wood, springtime, energy rises up through the body and just sort of overflows. Summertime, fire. Heat goes out from the heart, spreads out, and then returns. Earth, late summer, early fall. Energy returns to the earth. We become reconnected. Autumn, metal. We gather the metal, turn it into tools. And then winter, water. The wave lands on the beach, spreads out over the sand, returns to the ocean, and we return to the beginning of the cycle. Let's try that again. Wood. Fire. Earth. Metal. Water. Return to the beginning. One more time. Begin. Before we get up, we're gonna do it one more time. I'd just like you to pay attention to your fingers and hands. Just as we do all of this, just take your attention there. And notice if you've made them tense, just let them relax. You don't have to let them go limp, but just, they're not tense. So you become aware. So just, we're gonna do the whole thing again, but just keep your awareness on your hands as much as possible. Don't have your hands do anything, just observe them. So right now they're just hanging there. Okay. So wood. And fire. Earth. Metal. Water. Return to the beginning. Anyone notice anything?
Less softer, yeah. Less tense.
What's that?
Less tense.
Less tense, good. Anything else? Okay, that's fine, I'm not looking for anything in particular, but, so that's something we can do, and whenever we do this sort of thing, doing the Tai Chi, is think about your hands. Just try to make them kind of graceful. You've seen those, like Asian dancers, you know, in India or Indonesia or China, and the hands, or even, you know, in the United States. So think of yourself being, you know, your hands can be that graceful. So let's come on up. And we'll move our chairs, or just stand in front of your chair. And we're gonna do the 5 elements a few times. Once again, let's do the stepping first. And as we do the stepping, what I want you to be aware of is the top of your head and your dantian. So right now your dantian's here. Just let it feel solid, like it's anchored in your pelvis. And then your head is directly above it. So you've got this connection from the top of your head right down into your center, and then where your legs come together. So think of that pole as you shift. And then back. So as you're shifting, your arms don't have to do anything, so your fingers can just relax down. You've got this vertical line. It doesn't have to be tense. Gravity will hold it in place. Shift into your left foot. And then back. Relax yourself again. Top of the head goes up. Head's above the belly. Shift. And then back. So you're just going into a cat stance. Shift. Very good. Okay, let's go through the stepping. I'll be a reverse image. Shift into your right foot, release the left. It's a cat stance. Touch the heel. Shift into the bow and arrow stance. Shift all the way back. And there, we're 3/5 of the way through the form. Shift into the right foot again, touch the left heel. Here, notice this is that hip joint. Watch, I go about 1 inch, and then at the same time, I'm gonna shift forward and straighten, put my head above my dantian. And then I shift back. I shift forward, and I shift all the way back. Bring this under, and then my center gets reestablished right up between my feet. Try the other side. Relax your arms, everything's relaxed. Shift into your left foot. Touch your right heel. Shift your center forward. Shift it all the way back. Bring your right foot under. Come to the Wu Chi. Very good. Once again, left foot, touch the heel. Now here's just that little tuck. And then up and forward, back, forward, all the way back. Bring it under. Looking good. I think you've got it. Okay. So, I know you've got it. So let's do the 5 elements. I'll be a mirror image, lower and upper body. So the 2 things to focus on, keeping yourself vertical and letting those hands be the fair lady palm we've talked about before. And so, take a breath and begin. Wood. Fire. Earth. Metal. Water. Wuji stance. Return to the beginning. Wood. Remember to keep those fingers light. Step. Fire. Earth. Metal. Water. Wuji stance, return to the beginning. That's excellent. Let's look at a couple of those, and instead of, no, let's do this again. So what I'd like us to do is I'd like you to shift into your right foot, touch your left heel, and go to the bow and arrow stance. And just glide back and forth, keeping your feet flat. So this is what we do in water, right? So now let your arms hang down, and I'd like you to just imagine yourself in a boat, or a canoe, or a kayak. It's a little one. And you're able to, as you are in the water, your arms are just, the fingertips are in the water. And feel the fingers tips going through the water. Just visualize that, what it feels like. Once more, and then we'll come all the way back. Shift back, Wuji. Shift into your left foot, release the right. Put the right heel out, shift forward into the bow and arrow stance. And do it again. Just, your arms are just sort of hanging there. They aren't sort of, they are. And just, you're just draping your fingers through the tips, through the water. I'm sure you've done it at some time or another. Once more forward, and then all the way back. Come on back. And then just do this. Now see, we'll go through it one more time. See if you can keep that sensation you feel when you're doing the draping. See if you can just, you don't struggle a lot with it, but just think about that. How your your mind went into your fingertips. It's how they look. Speak of someone. That's where all of your attention was, I hope, or a lot of it. So keep it in your fingertips throughout this, as we do the 5 elements again. So take it there, take a breath, and begin. Wood. Fire. Earth. Metal. Now, if it helps, you can imagine your hands, your fingertips, passing through the surface of the water, just like it was here, throughout the whole thing. So see if you can do that. Don't go, how could this be? Just like your fingertips. We'll begin wood. Fingertips are just going through that little bit of water. Balance, step, fire. Earth, sort of pulling back through, down. Metal. Water. Very good. Have a seat. Any questions? So the reason, oops, I forgot something. The reason I have you doing that is because they talk about energy flow, chi flow and stuff. And the easiest place to feel it is in your fingers. So when we're doing that, we're sort of, think about that feeling of your fingers just draping in water. Or your fingers just going across the surface of water like a water strider, you know? Or just pulling in some water, going down, gathering, just sort of extending out. So it's something you can do while you do this. And it helps to bring your attention to what we're doing. And eventually you'll get more and more sensation in your hands, passing. It's kind of nice. Okay. So let's, keeping that in mind, let's look at some of the, well, let's do this. We haven't done this in a while. So first off, I'd like you to inhale, turn your head to the left, tuck your chin and look behind. Exhale as you lift your chin and come back to the front. To the other side. Good. And now you lift your chin and look up. And then relax. And then lower. Look down. And back to the front. So we're going to do that again. Just pay attention to what's going on in your neck, in your face, your throat, your head. What muscles are you using? So we rotate on our spine to the left. Tuck the chin just a little. Feel where that's pulling. And then your eyes are just moving behind. Then bring your eyes back, lift the chin, and come back. The other way. Notice what muscles are being used. Then if you tuck, what happens? And then your eyes. And then back. Now, notice your spine and your throat here. And back to the front. And then here's where we want the collarbones to stay up while we lower. Feel the back of your neck. One more time. Excellent. So let's just try to bring in a little more awareness to our bodies. And then you can take pleasure in the cool things that you can do. So let's bring our hands here. We'll do this. We haven't done this in a while. Loose fists. So you're making a fist, but you don't have to clench. A fist can be just something gentle, guiding. I'm just going to, you take a child's hand, right? And then we open, we're pulling it apart, we follow one of the hands out. Open your hands and bring it back together, like a concertina. Open and close. Nice, then relax. Now the hands come here, look at either hand, and they both stretch up. Your head follows your hand. Look to the opposite hand, curl your fingers, loose fist, and pull down like you're doing a pull-up. And then open the hands and reach up, stretching. Look to the other side, pull down. Once more. And relax. Very good. Bring one hand in front of the other, above the other. Breathe in, open and out as you come around. And we'll turn the other way. You're getting quite a little stretch in your shoulders on this one, so just be careful. Very good. And relax. Bring the hands behind. Turn your head just a little one way. And then lift your shoulders, lift your hands. And then look forward and follow your hands as they push down in front. Hands behind your back. Turn your head just a little the other way. Lift it up. And down in front. Once more to each side. Very good. Now put one hand behind your lower back, the other down. Look at the dangling arm. Inhale, come up, and flex the hand. And then release it and come back. Other side. Once more on this side, and then once more on the opposite side. And relax. And let's gather, center, and sing. Any questions, comments? How's everyone doing? All right, good.
It got warm in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
I don't know, but I thought I was me, just
Uh-huh.
sweating.
Moving the body.
Yeah, we are, I mean, even just this, you know, I'm
Yeah.
warmer, my body's warmer. This is a lot of turning.
Well,
And
there's so many bodies in here.
yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, when I've been doing this for the last year, it's just been me and a whole house. Well, let's see if we can keep ourselves warm. Okay. So now we're gonna do the Tai Chi form. So let's just look at the stepping. The stepping is very similar to what we've been doing. I'll be a mirror image. Shift into your right foot, cat stance. You're facing off at roughly a 45-degree angle. You put your heel down and you shift forward, just like we were doing fire before. Now, the way we change here is we're gonna move our dantian a little further forward until we can slide this foot up. And then we shift back and do the cat stance again. And so this is a rear-weighted empty stance or cat stance. You touch your heel, you shift your center forward. This is a bow and arrow stance. About 2/3 or 3/4 of your weight here. Now you're going to shift most of your weight here so that you can slide. This is a front weighted empty stance because this is empty. Bring it up. Once again, cat stance, and then this would be the play the lute so you touch your heel. So that's a little practice in the old heel toe, soft shoes. And then you slide this back. And then you shift into that left leg and release your right. Because it may be kind of at an angle. So you just take the weight off and let it go where it wants to go. And then you slide this back, shift into it, and let the weight come off this one. And then you're back to the Wu Ji stance. And you're going to go that way, but you do this little kick. So all you're doing, this is a good time to remember that vertical line. It just shifts over your left foot. Weight comes off this. Now try not to kick, just try to lift the thigh, straighten the leg, bend it, and touch it there. Because then we're going to go take our heel down, bow and arrow stance. Front weighted when empty stance, bring this up. Rear weighted empty stance. Step, bow and arrow stance. Shift forward, front weighted empty stance. And then rear weighted empty stance. And then slide it back, shift, take the weight, whoops, I ran out of room. Take the weight off this, shift, take the weight off this. And here we are. And then what we do is which way do we go? We go sideways, shift all the way, bring this in, and then shift into this foot, a little step, shift sideways, shift into this one, a little step. Third one, we shift, step, shift, here. And then we do golden rooster, which means you lift your thigh again, and then touch it down, and then move your foot sideways, single whip, and then wave hands like clouds. So you want to try to balance, pull it in, balance, move the leg, but don't shift your weight in. That helps you strengthen your balance a little bit. And then here, and then we're going to golden rooster, so you lift your left thigh. And then we do grasping the swallow's tail. So once again, we step at an angle, shift forward, shift back, shift forward. And this time we shift further back, lift the toe, shift forward, shift all the way back, balance, bring the foot in, repeat, going that way. Empty stance, step, back, the feet are flat yet, then forward, and then we come all the way back, I think. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out.
We don't want to do the hand.
It's like you need the hands to tell me.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something, I just, anyway. Well, now, let's try it with our hands. Okay. So we're in the Wu Ji stance. Take a breath. Once again, just maybe think about your fingers, that light feeling. Be graceful. As graceful as we can be. And which is graceful, right? If I'm feeling graceful, just that lightness is part of it. So anyway, here we go, opening move. So the fingers are just floating up like a feather. Come in and just go down. Balance, cat stance, hold the ball, touch the heel, shift forward, parting the wild horses. Now check, are your hands tense? Can you let them relax just a little? Shift into the front weighted empty stance, bring your right foot up. Balance on your right foot. The left hand comes in and down, right hand up. White crane flashing its wings. Turn a little to the left as you lower your right hand, lift the left. turn a little to the right. This hand comes up, you step, shift, brush knee. Shift forward. Reach out with your left hand, grab the neck of the guitar, balance on your right foot, cat stance, touch the heel, play the guitar. Palms up. Right hand in, left foot back, shift into the left foot, repulse the monkey. Palms up, left hand in, right foot back, shift into the right foot, repulse the monkey. Return to the Wu-Ji stance. Balance on your left foot. Hands go out. Once again, don't try to kick. Just lift the thigh, straighten the leg, bend it, and touch it down. Bring your right hand across. Step at the angle. Shift. White crane. Parting the wild horse's mane. Shift forward, half a step. Balance on the left foot. Cat stance. White crane, flashing its wings. Lower the left hand, lift the right. Lower the right hand, lift the left. Step, shift into the bow and arrow stance. Brush knee. Shift your center forward. Reach out with the right hand, grab the neck of the guitar. Balance on your left foot and play the guitar. Palms up. Left hand in, right foot back. Repulse the monkey. Palms up. Right hand in, left foot. Repulse the monkey. Return to the Wu-Ji stance. We're going to balance on the left foot, right foot, sorry. Arms out. Once again, don't kick, but lift your thigh, straighten your leg, bend it, and down. Good. Now your right hand does a crane speed. You step sideways and single whip. And then we wave hands like clouds. 1. Balance, step, 2. Three. Balance. Here we are. We're standing in the Wu-Ji stance, but we're on one leg. Golden rooster. Single whip. Waving hands like clouds. Last one. Balance on the right foot. Golden rooster. And then our arms turn. We're going to step with the left foot at the 45. Ward off. Roll back. Press. Yield and push. Repeat on your right side. Bow and arrow stance, ward off, roll back, press, push, and then come back. And the closing is like so. Good. Okay. Let's do it one more time. I think we have time. I'm going to face away, though. So you'll follow along. I'll make sure I'm centered. Oh, good. Any questions? Think about relaxing. Think about keeping that Wu-Ji vertical throughout the whole thing. Your fingers are relaxed, and you're standing upright. So let's take a breath. And opening move. Parting the wild horse's mane. White crane flashing its wings. Brush knee. Play the lute. Repulse the monkey. Repulse the monkey. Wuji stance, right kick. Parting the wild horse's mane. White crane flashing its wings. Brush knee. Play the lute. Repulse the monkey. Repulse the monkey. Wuji stance. Left kick. Single whip. Waving hands like clouds. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Single whip. Waving hands like clouds 3 times. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Wuji stance. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Wuji. Closing. How'd it go?
Okay.
It's so much easier for me to get my hands in the right place when I'm looking at your back, even though I can't see them all the time. At least I think I'm using the right hand more often.
Well, that's good to hear, because I think once you know what the hands are doing, you don't need to see them anymore, and then you don't have to do the math in your head of like, the mirror image. So
Yeah.
that's good to hear. We'll do more of the facing away. But right now, if you want, we'll get into our circle. You can stay seated or sit up, stand up, whatever feels comfortable, because you know the base. I'll stand here. But thanks for the comment, Jan. Any other thoughts? All right, so here we go. We'll just do 4 of each. We've had a pretty good workout. So you breathe in. Here's a good chance to take your attention to those fingertips. Feel them like just passing through the air like it was water, just that sensation. Last one. Out and up. And then the wrists come up. This is real slow, so you've got to slow your natural inclination, because we're only moving a few inches. But it should take as long as the other movement. It should take as long as the next move, which we're going to go into right here. We'll be ready, and then just let your arms feel almost like they're a rope, just this rope moving slow motion. Good. And then the bird lands. go down, keeping your back straight, head up. Cross your arms, shift into one foot. And hold it. And then down. Other foot. Once again, fingertips just sort of circle out. And then the last, way around, and then balance. It's more important to feel balance than it is to be able to reach if it throws you off balance. Excellent. Let's go to the Wu Ji stance. Feel yourself come. Stand tall, relax down. And we're going to open up. And smooth it out, seal it in, shine it up. Ready for the weekend. And let's smile and thank everybody. So your right foot out, your right fist in your left hand. And we're going to thank Cecilia. Thank you, Annette. Thanks, Patty. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Rose. Thanks, Jan.
Thanks, Sharon.
It's great seeing you. What a pleasure. Thanks for coming. God, I just